The UK Prime Minister has just announced when immigrants in the UK will be deported. If you're new here, my name is Nurse Rachel. I share information that help nurses and important immigration updates. So if this is what interests you, please don't forget to stick to my page for more important updates. So sometime earlier this year, a lot of employers in the UK were removed from the eligibility list. This means that they are unable to employ people or even issue any form of certificate of sponsorship. This has really affected a lot of immigrants that came in through this type of visas. And recently, the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has just announced the dates some of these immigrants will be deported either back to their countries or a country that would accept them.
First flight will leave in 10 to 12 weeks. This is one of the most complex operational endeavours the Home Office has carried out. But we are ready, plans are in place, and these flights will go come what may. No foreign court will stop us from getting flights off.
Every person who moved to the UK must be cautious because the government is now deploying police to apprehend those deemed illegal migrants. Following Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's announcement weeks ago, the first flight for deportation is imminent. It's important to consider what comes next. The deportation bill applies to both legal and illegal migrants, as confirmed by the Home Office.
So, guys, this announcement will be affecting immigrants whose certificate of sponsorship was revoked as a result of this development. Immigrants whose visas has expired and has been unable to renew their visas for one reason or the other, and people who entered the country illegally. So, guys, the first deportation flight would take place on July 2024. So this means that both people that came in illegally, people their immigration status has expired and they are unable to renew it, and people that their COS were revoked, they are going to pack them in one flight via to their home countries. Now, if your COS has expired, you're an illegal immigrant, your COS was revoked, this news is very important for you because this update would be taking place from July 2024. I have people that have reached out to me many times to know if there are jobs available for them to be able to switch their type of visas, because most times these employers that were removed from the list of people that are unable to employ workers would collect a huge amount of money from people, offer them a certificate of sponsorship, bring them into the UK, and at the end of the day, they won't be able to offer any, there won't be any shift available. So sometimes it keeps immigrants stranded because you need money to pay your bills, and if you're not getting the money from um, this country, is really going to be difficult for you. So when they get to the country and shift are not available, they will try as much as they can to reach out to other employers, which of course it might likely be also difficult for them to get those jobs. So what they do is they go to agencies and apply for extra shift, and the truth is that they only have 20 hours to work, and this may not likely sustain them because they actually need more money to pay for rent, like water bills and all those things. So it has really kept a lot of immigrants stranded. So recently most of these employers were removed from the eligibility list, making all the COS that were offered to most of these employers invalid. So they've been given an opportunity to either get a new job, swap and get a new employer, get another certificate of sponsorship, and change their job type, or they would leave the UK in 60 days. Most of them have few days to leave the UK, and if you don't leave till the date you were giving, you'll be forced out of the UK. This is not really it's really heartbreaking because a lot of people came in here, a lot of people came in with the hope of greener pastures. Some people sold their land, some people sold almost everything they had just to acquire this certificate of sponsorship, and at the end of the day their sponsorship are being revoked, visas are being cancelled. It's not really an easy one. People do a lot of things just to get this type of visa and leave their country. So it's honestly heartbreaking for someone to raise up money, get this type of sponsorship to move into a new country, and at the end of the day, these visas are being cancelled. Doctors, nurses, managers of big companies move through this pathway because they feel it's an easier way for greener pastures. So it's really heartbreaking, guys. It's really heartbreaking. If things were moving well in our countries, what are we even coming out to do? I mean, what will you be doing out there? So when you see that you're from a country where things are not moving well, graduates are not even getting jobs, you don't have an option than to at least look for a pathway that will make things easier for you. So I feel so sad about the recent developments. That's why I thought I'd come out to talk about it. I hope this information helps some.